everybody. I'm really excited to be with you guys again, and I feel like podcast number 2 is we're really getting the ball rolling now, so really excited to be here with you all. So I decided to call this podcast Radiant Living, and of course that can mean so many different things to so many different people. But the things that I'm really passionate about is understanding energy and creating a life where it's working for you, not against you, and really helping people to understand energy and to create their incredible life by utilizing the energy and utilizing tools that we can tap into that can really help us be the creator of our best life, whatever that means to you, whatever that looks like to you. So I do tend to talk about, business and entrepreneurship, but you don't have to be in business and be an entrepreneur to really benefit from hearing and listening to what I share on this podcast, because it really is truly about finding that life, that radiant way of living where you feel excited to get up in the morning and every day feels pure joy. And maybe not every moment of every day, but you can really get the juice out of being here in this lifetime, in this incarnation. And of course, we've all got different incarnations and we've got these different karmas that we're working on clearing. And some of the karmas we feel like we don't feel like are even ours. It's like past lifetime karmas that we're here to work through. But as a whole, like really using tools, using energy to reflect on every single day and say, you know what, that was a good day. So this podcast, I really wanted to speak about chakras and utilizing the knowledge of chakras and utilizing tools around chakras to really help our energetic system that we have in our subtle body. So we've got a physical body, the body that we see and we can touch, and then we've got the energetic body. And the energetic body is what we can't see, but we know it's there, like we can feel it, we can connect to it in a different way. So why I think this is really a good thing to learn and understand is because sometimes we can get caught up in one particular area. Or if you've ever said the words, I feel stuck or I feel blocked, it's usually because it's something related to our chakras. The chakras aren't in alignment. The chakras aren't flowing. The energy is not circulating. So chakras are kind of, I guess there's different ways to kind of explain it, but it's an energetic system. And when the chakras are in alignment, and the energy is flowing, the energy works through the chakras and it keeps circulating. The energy is just circulating from the root to the crown, through the aura and back to the root again. And there's just like a little bit of a circle in between all of that, but generally speaking. So what I found from me personally is that when I started becoming really aware of chakras and my energy, I started to be in awareness with no story, no judgment, that sometimes I could be really hanging out quite a lot in the lower chakras, which is more of that action, like take action, like do, get on with it, really goal orientated. But I was maybe lacking the higher chakra energy, the energy of vision and intuition and working smart and not hard. And then there's been times, definitely as well, where I've spent my energy in those higher chakras. So I've had the vision, I've had the intuition, I've had the downloads, I've felt like really like inspired, but there's not been any action to go with it. It's just been like a real beautiful floating through life kind of energy. And obviously, when we want to create, we want to live our radiant life. We want to be creating. We don't want to just be here and just be like sat and not doing anything, because that's an energy of like can be really stagnant energy. And if you're listening to the podcast, you're probably someone who wants to thrive and to create and to take part in life on this planet as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the chakras and speak a little bit about them and how it might be linked to perhaps your business, perhaps relationships, perhaps, something that you might be going through right now where you might think, actually that needs more activation, or actually that is already activated. There's other areas where I could really work. So the first chakra I want to speak about is the root chakra. So the root chakra is linked to the color red. And the root chakra is really about the security and stability. The root chakra is our basic needs, the basic needs of, eating and sleeping. That's like very root chakra energy. On a physical sense, so we're looking at it from the Western world point of view, the root chakra links to the colon. If we know we want to find more security and more stability, maybe we're feeling like we're not feeling secure in our security, then we can start focusing on that root chakra. We can start doing exercises that can really benefit the root chakra. So, of course, grounding is really great for the root chakra, making sure we put our feet in nature. We can wear red. We can start focusing on the colour red. We can even do a meditation that is at the frequency of the root chakra. So, of course, everything has a frequency. Everything's vibration. So when we're talking about anything, it's a vibration. So the energetic vibration of the root chakra has a frequency, and you can meditate to that frequency. And that's just, you can go on YouTube and look for that frequency. So if you feel like maybe you're having problems with the colon and you're feeling like, not secure, not stable, you're not being mindful of your basic needs. Maybe you're skipping meals, you're not getting a good 8 hour or 6, 7, 8 hour sleep. This is something that you maybe really want to start looking at and start putting some focus into. So physically, what's really great to activate the root chakra is we can do the chair pose, front stretches, walking in nature, and eating really grounding foods, like your potatoes and all the real grounded vegetable foods are really great for this. The next chakra I want to touch on is the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra, the color linked to the sacral chakra is orange. And the sacral chakra? the sacral chakra, this is linked to creativity. It's linked to passion, money, joy, sexuality. From a Western world point of view, a physical body point of view, it's linked to the kidneys and the bladder. So again, you might feel like, I'm like buzzing with creativity, I'm passionate, I'm great with money, I feel like in a place of joy. So your sacral chakra, is really activated, and that's fantastic. But you might feel that that's not the case. So really great things to start activating the sacral chakras. We can do the butterfly. So we sit on the floor, we bring the soles of our feet together, let the knees rest out, and we can flap the knees like a butterfly. Or cat-cow is really, really great. Anything that requires flexing the spine backwards and forwards, this is great for the sacral chakra. So again, that links to orange. The next chakra is the solar plexus, and this is linked to willpower. It's commitment. It's sense of self, and the colour is yellow. So you've probably come across people who maybe when they walk into a room, they almost walk into the room with the solar plexus first. Like, I've seen people like this in my life, and they don't walk into the room from their head or their heart. They walk in, the first thing that you feel when they come into a room is that solar plexus, and it's because they have a real strong sense of self. And remember, like I mentioned on my first podcast, that there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad, there's always polarity. There's always a positive charge and a negative charge to everything. So it's always finding the balance. That's what we're always looking to do. Again, no story, no judgment, we're just looking for that balance. So again, from a Western world's point of view, the solar plexus links to liver, the digestive system, And really great poses from like a yogic point of view is the stretch pose and the bow pose. Again, if you're not sure what these poses are, you can just Google, or as I like to use, Ikosia, is that how you say it? Or have a look on YouTube, of course. But again, you'll know if this is something that is already activated in you. And actually, you can have it where it's way out, where you've got this such strong sense of self, it almost is very egoic. So you might almost want to balance it more the other way. But you have to have that discernment of yourself. And I really believe that the people that are really finding their flow in the times that we're experiencing in the Aquarian age are those people who are really getting to find out about themselves, but really working on themselves, finding out about themselves, but from a point of view of utter discernment, like not from judgment, not from story, not from trying to get a reaction or a comment, but a real sense of like alignment, crown on your goddamn head, queen, king of the world vibes, and just real discernment of how you perceive yourself with no judgment and no story. So you have to find that within you as to how that is. Where is your solar plexus in the terms of its energy? Where is it balanced on the scale? Also, if we're having challenges with our solar plexus, it can lead to that feeling of imbalance and fatigue. So, again, that's, like I said, there's always that positive and negative charge to everything. So if you've got this really powerful sense of self, but that can also maybe create fatigue. So again, if we're living in a place of doubt and uncertainty, and we're a bit flaky and we're just non-committal in our ways, in our actions, we want to really start activating that solar plexus. And again, the stretch pose, bow pose are great for that. The next chakra that I want to speak about is the heart chakra. Of course, this is kind of a bit more familiar to so many of us, the heart chakra. And that's linked to love and compassion. And actually, I think some people would imagine it to be red, but it's green. The colour of the heart chakra is green. And like I said with the root chakra, and you can do this for any of the chakras, if you want to activate that chakra in particular, you want to work on that chakra, then you can wear green, you can focus on the colour green, but also, like I said, you can play the frequency of the heart chakra while you sleep, through the house. It doesn't even have to be that loud. It's a frequency. It's a vibration. It doesn't matter how loud it is. The heart chakra also, from a physical point of view, it's linked to the heart. It's linked to the lungs. Sometimes we can focus on the front of the heart and we miss the back. But it's all of that section. It's all of that area. And I believe this is really where the decisions come from. The head can argue one way or the other. The mind is always there to say, well, you can do this, but you could also do that. But the heart chakra knows. The heart chakra is intuitive. The heart chakra comes from love. And really, when anything is true love, it's unconditional. The heart doesn't know conditions. So when we're looking at if we really want to start activating the heart chakra more, maybe we feel that we're not compassionate as much as we'd like to be, or we really want to draw more love into our life, then poses that we can look at is the baby pose. And anything to do with arm exercises, anything that's really opening the front chest there. I love a good camel pose. I know it's not really a favourite for most people, but it's one of my absolute favourites. And just to breathe nice and slowly and really expand that chest. But definitely as well, any exercises that are to do with breathing. Conscious breathing. Deep conscious breathing. And send that energy, send that focus to the heart chakra, which is in the middle of the heart centre. So it's not to the left like your heart is. Yes, send that energy there, send the breath there. And that's it. When we're doing these things like consistently and regularly, we really, really start to make shifts and transformations. So the next chakra is the throat chakra. And of course, that's communication. But more than that, it's communicating your truth. Communicating with, again, confidence and that discernment of, this is my truth. life isn't right or wrong. Life isn't black or white. But this is my perception. This is what I want to share. And of course, that doesn't mean to say we can't listen and we can't hear other people's point of views, of course. But having that real, like, enough energy and chi, prana in your system to hold your truth. To hold your truth and to speak your truth. And to be able to speak and communicate what it is that you feel. For me, I've definitely worked on this area for sure. The way I used to be, a few years ago, 5-10 years ago, I could just not speak like this at all. I really struggled with my throat chakra, and it really caused me frustration because I really had things that I wanted to say, and it was so deep and complex, but I couldn't speak it. And then it came out, my words always used to come out wrong and abrupt and sharp, and then it would just cause even more upset and anger with myself because it was just not what I wanted to say, and it came out wrong and at the wrong times. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but if you can, this is your throat chakra. And what's great is that we can work on this. We can send the energy there and start opening up that chakra. And of course, it's not that you do the work and then you're done, tick. This is a continuous work that we do. That's why you're listening to this podcast, obviously. So communication, speaking our truth, it's a throat, it's the thyroids, and it's really, coming into your own and really speaking your own. So what's really great for really opening up that throat chakra is things like chanting mantras. Also cobra pose. Cobra pose is really good. Shoulder stand is really good. And again, the camel pose is really good because of course you're opening the heart, but you're also opening that throat as well. If you're able to let go of the neck and the head, of course, if you're not sure how to do it, don't just go and do it, or consult a doctor, disclaimer right there. But if you've done it before and you know what you're doing, go for it. Really do that. And the colour linked to throat chakra is blue. It's blue. So you can start wearing blue. Like if you're ever doing public speaking, or maybe you've got a really important meeting on Zoom, wear blue. It really, really does help. It makes such a great difference. The next chakra that I want to speak about is the third eye. And that's positioned right between the eyebrows. And the colour for the third eye is indigo. And the third eye is linked to intuition, it's wisdom, it's identity. And it really then can be also linked to that happiness and well-being. So it's also linked to the pituitary gland. When we can start opening that third eye and really opening that energetic chakra, we can start having visions. We can start visualizing more. We can start working smart rather than hard. We can start seeing a few steps ahead. We can start seeing the bigger picture. So rather than just being in a situation, in business, in a challenge that's going on in life, instead of being in it on the ground and all you can see is that eye level, when we start activating the third eye, we can actually raise above a situation and start looking down on the situation. We can get a better view and we can start seeing things in a completely different way. And actually, when we start activating the crown chakra, which is the next chakra, we can then go to another level where we are actually watching the watching of the watching, if that makes sense. So here we are in the third eye watching the situation from above, and then we can even go to that next point where we're watching ourselves watch the situation from above, if that makes sense. And of course you can take that to another layer and another layer and another layer till you get to the point where it just is. And it is what it is, and what it is perfect, and it's just bliss. But back to the third eye. So yeah, really as well, this is really linked to the nervous system. And again, this was where I really started to see the benefits of the work that I've done, whether it's, the meditation, Kundalini yoga, yoga, if you like vinyasa yoga, mantras, meditation, doing breath work, conscious, really opening up my consciousness and being more mindful and more aware. This was really where I started to see big differences as well, because the third eye is linked to the nervous system. So when you work on building the nervous system and you strengthening the nervous system, and again, we do that by meditation, breath work, and moving the body, and also through mantras as well, we can start actually handling more. So if ever you've had a desire to create more, but at the same time your mind was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle that though. Like, I want more, but God, like, how do I even do that? I hear it in business a lot, where people want this massive business, but at the same time they're afraid of having a massive business because they don't think they'll be able to handle what goes with it. And that's just about building the nervous system. So if you're a level 5 person, you'll have level 6 challenges, and then you can become a level 6 person, and then you get level 7 challenges, and then you become a level 7 person. So it's about growing and growing and growing. And when we activate the third eye, we can really start building up that strength to keep that growing and keep the growth. Okay, so the next chakra is the crown chakra, which I've kind of touched on a little bit. And this is linked to humility and vastness. It's the seat of the soul. So that's kind of what I was saying. It's not the doing. It's not the watching the doing. It's the watching of the watching. It's the seat of the soul. And this is the crown of the head, and this is linked to the pineal gland. So again, these glands, when we get them secreting, it's incredibly powerful. And it's really quite sad, to be honest, because as humans, we're the ones with the most, we're the animals with the awareness that we can tap into, that we have this incredible mind, but we don't use it. We don't use it. And like anything, use it or lose it, right? And then we see these beautiful animals on the planet, and they're using their intuition. They're using their pineal glands and their pituitary glands, because if you see the way they connect, when you see a flock of birds deciding to fly south for the winter, they don't have to chat about it. They don't have to get on a Zoom. They don't have to have a meeting to make a decision to decide what time they're leaving to go south. They just do, and they create these beautiful formations, and that's because they are using that they're using that energy. They're using what we don't use. So, but we do have it. And so how do we build anything? We use it. We practice using it. We treat it like a muscle, right? We exercise it. So you can start exercising. If you want to start creating more vision, or create more insight, or more intuition, or you want to start building your psychic abilities, everybody has that available to them. Everybody. It's purely a decision of if you want to activate it, and you want to work on it, and you want to strengthen it, and you want to build on it. That's really up to us. And again, it's through movement, meditation, breath work, mantras. These are all great tools. And of course, diet. What are we putting into our bodies? This is huge. That's just another topic altogether, but that's makes such a big difference as well. If we want to really activate the crown chakra as well, we can obviously send the energy to the crown chakra, open that up. And also by concentrating on the tip of the nose, we can really start activating that pineal gland as well. And then the next chakra I want to speak about, it's not always spoken about in every lineage, but I really think it's an important one. And that for me it's important to speak about, and that's the aura. And that links to our radiance. And that I love the word radiant and radiance. And that's linked, like I said, to our auric chakra, our aura, which is our electromagnetic field. So everything has an electromagnetic field, because everything is vibration. So you look at anything in your room, whether it's a plant pot, whether it's a chair, whether it's a person, whether it's an animal, a plant, it has an electromagnetic field. It has a vibration. And obviously, for most people, we can't see that. Some people can see auras, but for most, that's not seen. But it is there. And so the aura, we want to build and expand the aura again, so we can we can handle more. If you want to build more, if you want to, build legacies and you want to create in this world, we really want to start looking at expanding that aura and building that aura. And also, when we really put that focus and energy into creating, this beautiful, bright aura, it's attractive. And you've met people before in your life and you're like, just know what, I just don't know what it is about them, but I just want to be around them. I just want to hang out with them. And that's because of their electromagnetic field. It's their aura. It's magnetizing. So how we can expand the aura and really make it beautiful and bright and radiant? Well, we can do things like triangle pose. That's really good. And again, all arm exercises. Really, anything that's working that sort of upper part. And of course, sending that energy there. And your aura, you can really focus on like a bright white light. So you can put a bright white light around you. And this is actually really good to do if ever you're in public places and you want to almost put like a protective bubble around you from other people's energies and things. Just visualize a bright white ball of light around you that really holds your space, holds your energy, expands your aura, but at the same time it gives you that protection. And if you want to go in a room and you don't want to be seen, you want to just have like a quiet time of it in maybe a busy room, you can reduce your aura. You can make it smaller. And again, that's focusing on like the darker colours, wearing darker colours, focusing on darker colours, really coming inwards. But if you want to expand it, wear white. Focus on that bright white beaming light. So I really hope this helped you, with so many things. Like I said, this could, for me, I consider all these things, whether it's in relation to business, relationships, or just, everyday radiant living, everyday radiant life, where I just want to take the joy out of every single moment. And I'm just conscious and I'm in my awareness of, where my energy is. And am I in balance? Am I one way too much or one way the other way? And if I am, no story, no judgment, that's all fine. And sometimes we need to be. Sometimes I need to be in my root chakra. I'm like, come on, Mel, let's do it. We're getting this done. Like, let's crack on. And sometimes that doesn't serve me. So again, these are just tools. It's information that I hope can help you. And I'm looking forward to sharing more things like this with you all. Thank you so much for tuning into this podcast, Radiant Living. If you've enjoyed it and benefited from it, then please feel free to share with friends and family. Please leave a review. And of course, please share on Instagram and tag me at Melanie J. Dean. Also, you can head to my website, melaniejddean.com, and you can sign up for free meditation. There's also some information on Kundalini meditations on there as well. There's a journal that you can have sent to you, and you can also, of course, subscribe to the newsletter. Thanks so much. Bye.